Dear students, today we discuss about Elphidium structure and life cycle. This is Dr. C.H. Shankar, lecturer in zoology, Sri Chettyam Narsireddy Government Degree College, Narayanpet. Okay, today we discuss about Elphidium life cycle. First of all, we discuss about classification. The Polystomella belongs to phylum Protozoa, subphylum Sarcomasteophora, and class Rhizopoda, and order Foraminiferidae, and genus Elphidium, species Crispum. This is about classification. We know that all snails and other mollusks have shells. But do you know some protozoans are also having shells? Most common shelled protozoans are foraminiferans. Generally, in protozoa, order foraminifera organisms, most organisms has shells. Generally, the forere means pour, fer means to bear. So generally these organisms, foraminifera organisms as pores bearing organisms. Almost all the numbers of the order are marine. These all are belongs to marine inhabitat. And the shell having many chambers and perforated all over with small pores through which extend a long and fine pseudopodia. Generally, the foraminiferan orders organisms have special pseudopodia, those are called reticulopodia. Many foraminiferans exhibit the phenomena of dimorphism. Generally, most foraminiferans can show dimorphic condition. Elphidium crispum is a typical example for dimorphic forms. The Elphidium crispum is a typical example for dimorphic form. Generally, the protozoans are unicellular animal. Generally, the foraminiferans and these organisms have hard translucent cell. Generally, hard translucent cell present in the polystomella. And one more thing here we have to remember it, the each pore behave like as a stomium. That is the reason why this organism also called polystomella. And the shell made up of 90% calcium carbonate and 10% magnesium sulfate and silica. Generally the shell is called polythalamus or multilocular. Generally this organism shell has several chambers. So that is the reason why this shell is called polythalamus or multilocular. Next, habit and habitat. Elphidium is a marine form found abundantly on the bottom of the ocean. Generally, where the seashore or continental shelf is present, the depth is 300 fathoms or 1.8 meters on the floor of the sea near to the shore. We can identify on the aquatic plants. It is also present in brackish water. Okay, it is also present in the brackish water. So this is about habitat, and so we can diagrammatically we can see. So this is about polystomella. This is a microspheric form. Okay. So generally it has a prolaculum, and the prolaculum is a high edge chamber, and one chamber overlapped another, and each chamber has a rectrices, and in this organism one nucleus is present. And this is about microspheric form. It has a number of nuclei, and prolaculums are present in this also. It is a this is about side view of this polystomella, and generally we are observing as this is Elphidium. So different diagrams we are observing. This is about structure of Elphidium, and now let us we are going to Elphidium type study. So in this type study, so this diagram you can see where we observe by simple microscope exactly we can see, and the LPDM type study has some subheadings: dimorphism, shell, cytoplasm, locomotion, nutrition, reproduction, and life cycle. First of all, so we can diagrammatically seen in the textbook, and these are the different types of reticulopodias are present. These reticulopodias can collect the food, and earlier we studied so prolaculum and umbo, and a number of chambers are present. This shell has number of pores. From the pore, the reticulopodia comes out of the shell. So these are the thread-like structures. These reticulopodias are useful for locomotion and collecting the food. So in the diagram you can see this is the food. This food captured by these reticulopodia, and now the food entering into the shell, and the cytoplasm divided into exoplasm and endoplasm. Okay, the outer cytoplasm present at where the shell keel. The shell keel has a outer cytoplasm, and inside the shell the endoplasm is present. Now dimorphic form. Okay, so the polystomella has two forms. First form is microsporic form, second form is megalosporic form. So it occurs in two distinct forms, the microsporic and megalosporic. Microsporic form. Okay, generally microsporic form is small in size. So the microsporic form is small in size. It has many nucleus. It is asexual form. This is a microsporic form. So it has many nuclei, and it is a number large in number, and it is asexual form. Asexual form. Next one is a megalosporic form. It is prolaculum is big in size, and single large nuclei is present. The prolaculum is big in size and single nuclei is present. This is sexual form. That means this megalosporic form undergoes sexual reproduction. It can produce in the microsporic form. Now the microsporic form undergoes asexual reproduction. It can produce in the megalosporic form. So that is the reason why the two forms are producing one by another. Okay, this is about dimorphic condition. Next, here a difference between megalosporic and microsporic. So the microsporic form is less in number, megalosporic form is abundant in number, and this form is smaller in size. Microsporic form is smaller in size, megalo big in size, and multinucleated microsporic, and single large nucleated present in the megalosporic. And the initial chamber prolaculum is small in microsporic, large in megalosporic. So the reproduction asexually by multiple fission takes place in microsporic, and the sexual reproduction takes place by isogamy. So these are the characteristics. So this is about difference between two shells, two microsporic and megalosporic form. Next, we discuss about shell. The body is covered with hard or translucent cell, which is made up of calcium carbonate with small amount of inorganic compounds such as magnesium sulfate and silica. The shell is also called polythalamus or multilocular, or many chambered cell is present, and each chamber has pores. From the pores, the reticulopodia are come out, and the initial chamber is called prolaculum. So animal grows in size. Successive chambers are laid down in a spiral manner or forming oval. So each chamber has a large proceeding one. So each chamber has a large proceeding one, and one chamber overlaps the another. Next, cytoplasm. So all the chambers living Elphidium crispum filled with inner cytoplasm. Besides, a thin layer of the cytoplasm covers the shell from the outside called outer cytoplasm. Generally the inner cytoplasm present in the shell and outer cytoplasm present in the reticulopodia. The endoplasm contains nucleus and nuclei, food particles, minute vacuoles and Golgi bodies, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes and brown granules. Generally these are cellular organelles. Generally the Golgi apparatus can produce in the lysosomes. Mitochondria, it's a powerhouse of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum can produce in the proteins and lipids. Ribosomes can produce in the proteins. These are the cellular organelles which is present in the cytoplasm, and these are the reticulopodia, or it is also called mixopodia. These reticulopodia can collect the food in the form of granules. So like we can observe here some red dots. These are the foodstuffs. These foodstuffs entering into the pore or into the endoplasm. And this is about flowing of the cytoplasm. So we know the formation of pseudopodia we are studied at intimate level, especially the fluid mosaic model. Next, nutrition. Nutrition is a holozoic. The food consists of mostly diatoms and algae. These foraminiferans feed on the diatoms and algae. It is also capture other protozoan and micro, even though crustaceans also it can capture. So the mucus layer also contains proteolytic secretions help in paralyzing the prey. So here the proteolytic secretions are present in the mucus layer, so that mucin is useful for capturing the prey, especially by the action of paralyzing, and initiates the process of digestion even during the capture. The capture food is the capture food in a food vacuole, and then the rhizopoda are withdrawn within the shell. So whenever the capture food is present in the pseudopodia, these pseudopodia withdrawn into the shell. So by this process, so the foodstuffs are entering into the organism. And one more thing here, respiration by the simple diffusion, asthma regulation by the simple diffusion. These are the characteristics takes place. And one more thing here, the reproduction. Okay. And adult megalospheric form and adult microspheric form. Okay. So first of all, we discuss about asexual reproduction. Generally, microspheric form undergoes asexual reproduction by producing the amoebulae. So these the microspheric form has number of nuclei. Each nuclei surrounded by the cytoplasm, and each cytoplasm surrounded by the plasma membrane. Now the amoebulae are present. These amoebulae are produced. These amoebulae are come out of these pores. Now the number of amoebulae are released into the sea water. Now these cell can form they can make a chamber, and here we have to discuss about, we have to see two chambered and three chambered and megalosphere in section. Now by the asexual reproduction, the megalospheric form is produced. Here we have to remember it. The microspheric form undergoes asexual reproduction and producing the megalospheric form. Now megalospheric form undergoes sexual reproduction, it can produce in the microspheric form. So how the sexual reproduction takes place? So here the one nucleus is present, single large nucleus is present. This nuclei undergoes divisions and producing the isogametes. The gametes are size and shape is similar. That is the reason why these gametes are called isogametes. Physiologically, morphologically, these gametes are same in size and structure and physical activity. That is the reason why these gametes are called isogametes. These fusion of isogametes and the zygote is formed. Now the zygote undergoes divisions and it can producing the from the zygote the shell is formed. So the zygote undergoes number of divisions and many nuclei are present, and finally the microspheric form is produced. Here we have to remember it. The microspheric form undergoes asexual reproduction and producing the sexual form, that is megalospheric form, and megalospheric form undergoes sexual reproduction and producing the microspheric form. Generally the microspheric form producing by the sexual method, and megalospheric form producing by the asexual method. So the sexual form can producing the asexual form, and asexual form producing the sexual form. This phenomena is called alternations of generation. Alternations of generation. Okay, Elphidium exhibits alternations of generation in its life cycle. The lister discovered the development of the megalospheric form from the microspheric form by asexual reproduction. Thus megalospheric form alternate with microspheric form. There is always an alternation of sexual and asexual and sexual generation in Elphidium. According to Jepes, the entire cycle sexual asexual phase is completed in 2 years. Sexual asexual life cycle completes in 2 years. And asexual reproduction. The megalospheric form reproduces asexually by fusion to produce number of amebulae. The microspheric form reproduces asexually by fusion to by fission. The microspheric form reproduces asexually by fission to produce number of amebulae. The nuclei creeps out of the shell and a small amount of cytoplasm collects around each nuclei. As a result, the large number of amoeboid cells or agametes are formed. Detach from the parent cell and secrete the initial chamber, that is called prolaculum. So detach the parent cell and secrete the initial chamber, that is called prolaculum. Each amebula secretes the prolaculum, forms rhizopodia, then it grows and forms the other chambers of a shell. It becomes a megalospheric form. So this is about sexual and asexual reproduction. Earlier we had to study it. And next, life cycle. The life cycle of Elphidium clearly exhibits the phenomena of alternations of asexual microspheric generation with sexual megalospheric generation. So you can see in the diagram. So here it's about diagram. Megalospheric forms, it can produce in the gametes, male and female isogametes. They can fusion of these gametes. Fusion, FUSS7, fusion of these gametes, zygote is formed. The zygote undergoes some meiosis, and this is about sexual reproduction. Now the zygote undergoes mitosis and producing the young microspheric form. Okay. So now again the microspheric form undergoes asexual reproduction. It can produce in the megalospheric form. So this is about life cycle. And next we have to discuss about diatomaceous earth or foraminiferan ooze. When the Elphidium die, their shells fall on the ocean floor like a steady rain and contribute to formation of bottom sediments called ooze. So generally when these foraminiferans are died, these shells reaches to the floor of the sea, so they can form a ooze, that is called foraminiferan ooze. Okay. And next, a calcareous ooze is the general term layers of muddy calcium carbonate bearing soft rock sediment on the seafloor. So investigating calcareous ooze of modern or Holocene and ancient Pleistocene oceans means it illustrates the role of oceanic process play a general climate change during the various geological time scale intervals. And here we have to remember it. So generally these proto-foraminiferan shells are present in the Giza pyramid stones. I think the scientists believe these stones are collecting from sea floor. Next, calcareous ooze is a general form of layers, muddy calcium carbonate bearing the rock or sediment of the sea floor. So this is about shells of the foraminiferan. and this about life cycle. Here we have to remember it. Sexual form is followed by the asexual form. The alternations of generation takes place in the this polystomal life cycle. Okay, shall we stop here?